Hey everyone, it's Holly and welcome to my book review of The House of Hades. And this is the fourth book in the Heroes of Olympus series, and while I don't plan on spoiling this book, but even though I don't plan on spoiling this, I do plan on talking openly about the previous three books, kind of. So if you haven't read those, I would not watch this, but I did do reviews for those books if you want to check them out. So let's get started with The House of Hades. So I'm going to put this book down because it's big. So The House of Hades picks up right where the Mark of Athena left off. So like Percy and Annabeth are fallen into Tartarus. And oh, speaking of which, can we talk about the dedication in this book? Which, okay, first of all, I don't know if I showed this before, but like I'm a huge dedication person. Like they're like my favorite things about books, and I love funny ones, or ones where like it's not just like I dedicate this book to my child because I love you. Like that's cute and everything, but that's not what I'm here for. And this one says, "To my wonderful readers, sorry about that last cliffhanger." Well, no, not really. But seriously, I love you guys. And I just like, I mean, Rick Riordan seems like a pretty cool dude, so but that's a good dedication. But yeah, so it picks up with Percy and Annabeth, and then the rest of the gang are on their way to the House of Hades in Greece. And so it's just both groups kind of independently dealing with different situations, like monstery things, as they journey to their end goals. So the Doors of Death in Tartarus and the House of Hades in Greece, so that they can get to the Doors of Death on the regular world side of things. That was good English. So I will say I did give this book 4 stars. However, it is my least favorite in the series. It took me about a week to finish it, which is pretty long for me, and I just a lot of times wasn't fully invested in the characters. I think that there was just kind of too much going on. Almost all, if not all, of the 7 main characters get POV chapters in here, and I honestly just think that was too much for this one book to carry, and it just pulled me out a lot of times. Since I'm saying that, let's talk about the POVs. So one, this book is hugely Percy and Annabeth driven. I think almost every other chapter is either Percy or Annabeth. I think it's like Percy, one of the other 7, Annabeth, one of the other 7, Percy, one of the other 7, Annabeth. I'm pretty sure that's the way it goes if I remember correctly. So there's a ton of them, which I did really enjoy. I think they're great characters, and I love seeing them as they mature and get older. And especially in this book, they are going through a lot of tough crap. And I think that's a lot of times when you can see the weaknesses and strengths of a character, and Rick Riordan really explores that, and he shows how strong they are as a couple. Even with everything that's going on, they're always supporting each other, and they see each other as equals, and I think that's so amazing. Like I already said, the other POV chapters just kind of jumped between all the other characters, and it was just frustrating for me. It was just, I felt like I never got a grasp on any of their stories. Like I feel like Rick Riordan was trying to progress each of their stories, but because I couldn't spend enough time with the characters, for the most part, it didn't work. I will, like, for example, Piper and Jason, I just don't understand really why they're there and why they're even getting POV chapters. I really liked both of them in the first book, and they just continue to, like, drop, in my opinion, and I hope they kind of step it up in the last book, because I feel like it's going to be kind of disappointing. We might have always had a Prophecy of 5 and just not had their characters. And I'm not particularly like invested in them. I kind of feel like either of them could bite it in the last book, and it really would have no emotional effect on me at this point. And that's sad. But then there's Leo, who definitely didn't get enough screen time, but he's kind of a present, or page time, I guess. But he's definitely a presence in other people's POVs. Like, he's such a strong person that almost, like, a lot of times I feel like he kind of takes over. And so, to some extent, I kind of feel like I get to know him more than the other characters. And he has just grown in my eyes so much. He is probably the character with like the most development. He's gone from being kind of like this mopey pseudo comic relief to being comic relief to being a mature growing character who's still funny. Like, And I love that he's still him, but he's just growing into his own, and he is feeling more empowered and less embarrassed about things, and he's selfless and kind. He's just a great character. I'm really, really liking him. I hope he just gets even more in the last book. Oh, and I do want to talk about a spoiler. Originally my plan was, after I read all these books, maybe I would do like a discussion video where I would talk spoilers, but I really don't have much I want to talk about, so I don't think that's going to happen. So this is the first time I've felt like the need to discuss a spoiler. So I'm just going to do it here, and I'm just going to put like spoiler on the screen somewhere, and when that goes away, the spoiler will be over. So if you haven't read this, you can just mute the video or whatever. So spoiler now. Let's be clear. Leo and Calypso. So I kind of knew where he was going, like I figured that out. I loved these chapters. They were probably my favorite ones in the whole book. I think this is where Leo really changed for me, and I think it's where I saw the change. Like, I think he was changing the whole time, but this kind of like shocked me into seeing it. And I think it's because he kind of saw it in himself then, and he did continue to grow, obviously, but it's also just freaking adorable. Like, I love their like kind of banter, and I mean that's like my kind of romance, so of course. And he's so sweet to her, and when I think of Leo, you know, 2 books ago I wouldn't have thought of him as sweet, you know, but he's just so kind and understanding of people, and I want this to go somewhere so badly. Like, I hope there's a resolution to this in the next book. I really, really do. I feel like that would be my biggest disappointment if there wasn't one. So, hopefully. Okay, so spoiler is over. Welcome back, people that don't care about, or that care about spoilers. So that is it. The last thing is, would I recommend this? Yes, just like before. If you like the books, you'll like this, blah, 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 blah. Even though it was my least favorite, I did still enjoy it. Gave it 4 stars. All that being said, I'm not 100% sure when I'm going to pick up the last book. So those are my thoughts on The House of Hades. If you want to talk about this or leave any comments, feel free to do so down in the comments below. No spoilers, please. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!